Welcome everyone back to Milk and Whiskey, where you're gonna get a raw, unfettered glass of recovery stories with a shot of humor. And yes, we may dabble in other topics. Today's Thanksgiving, I guess, but maybe my main goal is to shed some light on recovery.
Mm.
To give a platform to just to give a platform for us, people in recovery, people who are not in recovery. You know, yeah, I think that too. Like,
Everybody's in recovery, whether they like to realize it or not, right?
yeah,
Um,
what are you recovering from? It all.
I'm recovering from it all. You know, people, they know me for my optimism, my upbeatness. It's because I come from such darkness and brokenness that I don't like dwelling on it. I don't like talking about it too much. Not saying that it is a good in certain circumstances for testimony and for um encouraging somebody else that could be in the same situation, right?
Yeah,
Because that's the main thing. People identify with people who also go through the same struggle. So in that context, it's good to share. But other than that, I'm moving forward, right? What the post say, hey, we're not looking behind. We're not
yeah,
gonna dwell on that. Um, because that keeps you trapped in my feeling, because now it's never it's always there, kind of, right? It's always there because you want to reflect. If you use it for a reference point, it's good. If you're using it just to dwell and just to stay on it, I feel it's actually negative. It holds you back for what God really has in store for you because He wants you to keep pushing forward,
yeah,
right? We can't keep on going forward, then go back. Forward, go back. Forward, all right, remember back in the day. Forward, hey, remember this. Forward, because you're not really going to make no ground,
yeah,
right? And that's what you've been doing. I respect you. You just been pushing, bro.
yeah. So
You've been pushing hard.
the whole point is, like, I mean, testimony wise, like bearing witness, right? Bear witness to what God can do in your life. And like, you can't bear witness unless you're like, hey, this is what it was like, so people can relate.
100%.
Like I on Tuesdays I go to Park Place, right? And I just came from Park Place on the way here. So, and I was just sharing to them, I'm like, man, coming into recovery isn't what I thought it was, right? I thought I was like just gonna stop using. So I was like, no, now I get to bear witness, right? In every circumstance, in every relationship, I get to bear witness to what God has done in my life. I'm like I one of the my testimonies that I just shared to them, because every day, like every time I go, like I try to give them a different piece of my story, or like I don't know exactly what direction God is gonna take my story in, you know? So like in that aspect, I'm like, I know my life, right? And I'm like, all right, before I say anything, I'm like, God, please direct my thoughts, direct my thinking, direct my emotions, share to whoever you need me to share to, and then I'm like, I just go. And
But you see, what you're doing is your testimony is actually a tool, and it's a tool for the kingdom. So there's nothing to matter with going ahead and telling your testimony. You see what I'm saying? There's different
yeah,
context. I don't want to take away. What you're doing is powerful. You're helping a lot of people identifying and being in the same struggle. I'm just saying for certain individuals, um, who victimize, it's the pity party. They're
yeah,
always gonna
yeah.
go
Poor
ahead.
me, poor
They're
me.
always gonna go ahead and flashback, but you don't know what happened and this, that, and the third.
I'm
And
like, pour me a drink. Like,
That's me.
yeah, you know what I mean? Hey,
Pour his wine.
yeah,
say,
yeah, yeah.
pour
Hey,
me, pour
oh,
me, pour
look
me a
at you
drink.
know what you know.
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, I think it's very powerful when you have people that's struggling with that and you've been there. Um, I tell my mom about that all the time because she's somebody who's like a total question mark. Like she don't want to say nothing about nothing. I know some things, but she's never told me just because I know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I'm like, Ma, you could do a lot more, but for whatever reason, she's like, nah. Like,
yeah. So like, I got a little context from one of the guys. Like I go around. I'm like, so what brought you here? What brought you here? There's always one like true only alcoholic. The rest of them are all like, oh, I was here for fentanyl or meth or crack or like everybody else did drugs. There's always like that 1% of just a sole alcoholic, right? And one of the guys, he's like, oh, I mean, he's bigger too. He's like chunky. I'm like, he's just laying there. He's taking up the whole chair, and I'm just like, he was saying that he was homeless for about a year, and I'm like, I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, how the fuck is this guy homeless? I'm like, how the hell did he get that big?
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
know, I'm like,
He's a
I'm
big
like, you sure you're homeless?
You eating good.
He's like couch surfing. I'm like, okay, but I'm like, he's like, oh, I lived in the woods, and then sometimes I'll like bake rack myself just so I can get out of the woods or whatever, just so I can get a place to stay. Sometimes I'm like, is that the case here? And he goes, no. This time I'm tired of being homeless. I'm tired of using. I'm like, well, I'm here to bear witness to, like, bro, I'm too started my journey with 2 bags of clothes and sleeping in the back of the West Side Club, which is the clubhouse, right? Where we go for recovery meetings. Like, she sees it too. Like, when we pull up right, there's like a couch back there with a tree. There's a lady back there smoking crack. Like, it's wild out there.
Stupid.
It's like a red light district just in that little plaza. Like, you know, cops don't go back there mess with them because, like, what are they gonna waste their time doing paperwork with people who ain't
That I want to see him right back in
yeah.
the next couple of weeks. Or
Yeah. So then, like, but I'm like, man, my journey, like, it started there, and then I got to go from there to I got this job, you know, when I was doing the Amazon thing with,
Yeah, I remember that,
and
man.
I was going from all across my fire got lit, and that became a blazing fire, and I got to,
I remember that's
you
when I
know,
started noticing your ascension. When I was like, oh God, I was like, okay, yeah, he's doing his thing. And then after that, you know, you was doing so good. It was like I left. I'm like, you left it. He's like, I left it. I'm like, wow, bro, our
bro.
faith. It was
Yeah,
faith.
I'm like, I didn't get clean to not have my kids in my life, right? So, and I told him, I was like, and almost 3 years ago, I'm like, Righteous got to come live with me. My first son, who I left, who I abandoned when he was 3. You know, mind you, my dad left when I was 3. I got to come back and be like, all right, I'm gonna be. When I asked my friend Nick, you know Nick, right? Bigger Nick, Mick, and Crystal.
I think so. Is this with Lionel? Lionel's family, his
No,
niece? That Nick?
no, not them. But anyways, they used to come here. They Nick is Nick Hernandez and
Oh
Crystal.
yeah, yeah. I do remember
So
Nick with the
remember,
beard
yeah,
and the hat.
whenever
He be singing.
I was living with I was living with Nick. Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, you did though.
So I was living with Nick, right? And I'm like, Nick, can my son come live with me too? And he's like, sure, but I don't know where he's gonna. I was like, can he sleep on your couch? And he's like, yeah. So the first year he got to come live with me. He was on his couch, and I'm like, I'm still doing the work, right? I'm still carrying this message and carrying the message, and then going from shop to shop to shop, right? And I go from that to now he got his own room the second year, and then I went from the little like room in my mom's house to now he got his own room with his own bathroom. You know what I mean? Like,
God is good.
and then like not only that, like God has blessed me with a woman that like was able to house not only him but my other 2 children.
Super blessed.
You know, like
Super blessed.
I'm like I don't even like in my mind I'm like I don't deserve this, but then who am I to be like I don't deserve this, right?
And that's what he also wants to, all right? We got to recognize that we don't deserve the blessings that we got, but we still got to be thankful and grateful and accept them, right? We can't be too false humble about it. Like, oh, no, hey, nah, recognize it. Hey, I am blessed. He is, because remember, it's all about identity, right?
Yeah.
Right? And identity is this. We are now children of the kingdom of heaven. You are a son and you are a daughter of light, as I am. And the more we go ahead and claim that identity and understand this is what we do, right? This isn't something extra. This is just part of our identity.
Yeah.
You know, some people pushing and trying to be something. You just got to live your life and do what you are, not what you're trying to become, right? You are that. And you're working out that in the process, that's a coming called sanctification, right? That's that battle where you're battling what you're used to with what the Holy Spirit is instilling with you and what you want to be, right? Because that's our true nature. But that battle, it goes on forever, right? It's never going to
Yeah,
stop,
yeah.
right? It's never going to stop. It gets lesser and lesser with the more deepening in the relationship we have with our Father and the Holy Spirit. You know, they can't attack you as much, like the shield, the hedge. It's just like it's heavy. They're like, man, they just
Yeah.
leave
Like,
this guy alone, bro.
yeah.
So you've seen Axel's transition. Like, how long have you been at the church?
I've been here since 2008. Yeah, a little bit. And it's the first church I ever been to. I never really been to any home church
He
before.
came and never left.
Yeah, I came, they got me, and that was it. I was sold. I was sold.
This is actually the it's not the only church I've been to in recovery, but it's the only one that I feel like is home, you know?
Yeah. A lot of people tell me that about this place. You know,
Yeah.
a lot of people come, they leave, they come back because they say there's a certain feeling, which I think that feeling is just love. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Love, recognition, relationship. Um, I think we're pretty good on that.
Yeah.
When
And
you
just
get
so
something
everybody
that good and
knows,
strengthening relationships.
Yeah.
yeah, this church is called The Vine in Kissimmee.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, this is
1003 South John Young Parkway.
yeah. Man, they're hosting us right now. Yeah. Like go from like homeless crackhead to having keys to the church.
Hey, talk about the glory of God, right?
You
That's the
know?
turnaround. That's the
Yeah.
boomerang. That's testimony right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
That you ain't gonna come in here and try to pawn all this stuff.
I'm
Yeah.
like,
You know what I mean? You know how much money you get in here if you pawned all of this and you blacked out?
bro, I don't even, like honestly, I'm not one of those people who would ever even try that. Like I'm not pawning nothing. Why?
Mm.
So I can go to jail?
No.
That's gonna stop my drug use.
Hey, yeah. Definitely. But you know what I mean.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah.
When you're in that zone,
Yeah, anything is possible whenever you're like
you
that,
in
you know. And nobody is willing to even trust that you won't. You know, just like that we're gonna protect you by taking away those keys. Yeah, I mean it makes sense though. I mean, like evidence has shown that I am a wild card whenever things go off the if I were using, I can tell you exactly what it'll look like. I'll buy a ticket to Colombia.
and you disappear for a couple of weeks.
And I'll disappear for a couple months or a year or two. Yeah. I mean, since I've already did it for a couple months, I'm like, I've already told people, I'm like, if it comes to that, I'm like, God forbid, I'm like, I'd rather just do it till I die. Yeah.
You want too good a run, bro. You want too good a run.
No.
And you just got engaged. That is not the type of stuff. Hey, until I die. Oh, great. That's what I have to look forward to. Great. Don't scare her. She just committed, bro. She just committed. Don't scare.
Yeah.
But it's always possible. It's always a possibility for anybody. You know, anybody.
Yeah, anybody. Yeah.
But I like to think that you've been
Yeah, like
you've been anointed, you've been blessed, you've been given a position, you've been given a purpose. You see that purpose, you see that purpose acting out in life, and you should be encouraged by that, bro. I mean, I'm encouraged when I see you. You know,
Yeah.
I really am. I told you that earlier.
And I also shared with the people at the rehab. I'm like, and when you decide to do this journey, right? You'll get close to people, right? And you get connected in such a way that when your friend stumbles and falls, you get scared for their life, and there will be people that die, you know. And I've in the last 8 years, you know,
You lost some friends.
I lost a lot of friends, you know, like people who've been in my car and like drop them off and like trying, like, how many people have tried and take them to like hospitals and rehabs and like pouring into them and crying to them and like seeing and looking in their eyes and like wishing and hoping that like that they'll, yeah, but I'm like, and even in doing that, like I cry mainly because I'm like, I know I can't do anything,
And
you
that's the
know?
tough part, right? When we see people in those positions where it's
Yeah.
like they're down that road of self-destruction,
Mhm.
we love these people, right, that we see on these paths. And we want to do anything we can within our power to change that, but
Ultimately, it has to be God.
we can't save nobody.
Yeah.
We was never meant to save anybody,
Yeah.
right? Pastor Mike ain't meant to save anybody. Only Jesus saves.
Yeah. Yeah.
All you could do and all I could do, all we could all do is just encourage, plant seeds in love, and leave the rest in God's hands because you're doing your best. And that's always expected of you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm doing my best within my capabilities to love on this person, pray for them. But they have to make that choice, right? And you can't
Yeah.
take any guilt or weight on yourself for the choices they ended up making, even though it may hurt.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's just tough, man.
Yeah. Like,
I got relatives and got friends who I've lost to addiction and addiction and suicide. Like it's tough when you got to process that out. You know, yeah.
yeah, like, I mean, that's another reason why this is why I've been compelled to do this podcast is like, because yeah, that we can dabble in other topics and doing that, but like I want to talk about that real shit, that shit that make you feel shit. That thing that men aren't talking about.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
creating a platform for anybody to be able to come up here and tell their story and be like, hey, like although I don't struggle with drugs specifically, but I struggle with X, Y, and Z. Like you said, like we're all recovering from something,
yeah, man. It's true.
and I think it's important to be able to broadcast that and be like, hey, as much as the enemy and the negativity is out there, we need to come with our own, like with the positivity. Like there has to be a
Yeah,
balance. There has to be a balance. There is no light without darkness, right? And there is no darkness without light.
yeah,
Right. So, and although if there's as much darkness, there has to be as much light, right? So if the darkness is growing in the world, then obviously the light is growing as well, right? That's what the true beauty about art is, like the 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 polar opposites of everything is what creates this reality, right? Everything about what we're living in right now has to have its polar opposite in order for it to function.
mm,
And like in some instances, I feel like if hell did exist, then I've already lived it, right? I lived in true slavery, and to me, my perspective of hell is like disconnection and isolation, and dereliction, and like addiction
you got a
is,
taste of it.
yeah.
You got a taste.
Well,
Because I'm pretty sure.
the thing, and I mean, even in that aspect, like if you think about like an eternal fire, and what does fire do, right? It destroys and it brings it down to nothing, and it doesn't
Ah,
exist, right?
right.
So then that nothingness is disconnected from everything, right? So then, yeah, I mean, yeah, you're right. Like I got a taste of it. I didn't get the full, like, yeah, but I mean,
Hold on.
that's not even
but
the
you still, like you said, you experienced hell on earth. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Through a lot of tribulations, I'm pretty sure that you
yeah.
had and went through, but you overcame it. And that's what I was going to say. Even though you was in that dark place, I mean, even your deepest, darkest place, he was still there, though. He
Mhm.
was
Yeah,
still
like
there with you. He didn't give up on you. He didn't say, that's a fact. So,
there's been two two very like very important points of my life that has brought me to where I'm at right now. Right? The first time I actually thought about like truly committing suicide, right? I was in Colombia and I was in a drug addict's heaven. Had as much drugs as I wanted, as cheaply as I wanted, and I still found myself like on the edge of a mountain about to jump, you know. And my son saved my life. Righteous. Like the conversation with him, thinking like he thought that it was his fault for something that he did that I wasn't in his life. And the conversation I had, he said, "Daddy just gave me one more chance." That's what brought me back from Colombia to here.
Yeah.
I was like, I didn't want him to not only not know me.
And then have that on him for.
Yeah. Yeah. That was that one point. And then when I came back, I used my mom for a place to stay for about another year. And I was working at this furniture store, and on Wednesdays and Fridays, I would go out to the owner's place and maintain her location, her 10 acres. I would mow the lawn and everything. And they would give me the manager's truck to do that because I didn't have a car. They would give me the manager's truck to drive out there and manage the place. And on a crack binge one time, I was searching through the manager's truck for something that he may have had for me to be able to pawn or whatever. And he had a gun, right? And I was like, oh, I'll just put this back. One day, a couple of weeks later, I just, felt enslaved and trapped. And I was like, well, I'm just going to do it. And I planned this whole thing out. I was going to go to work that day. After Colombia, and I came back and I was using my mom for a place to stay. I was never paying rent, just smoking all my rent money. And I went to work that day. This was my plan. And I did it. I went to her house and I got as soon as I got there, I parked up. Nobody was there. I went in the back. I grabbed his gun, loaded it up, and I pointed it at my head. And I was like, this is it. This is how the news is going to find me. They're going to, I was going to be a sad case, and, everybody's going to know he struggled with drugs. And I'm like replaying this like news story in my mind. I'm like,
is that the story you really want about you?
Yeah, well, and then again, that same conversation that I had with Righteous popped up in my mind, and I was like, I can't do it. And I put everything back, and I just like mowed this lady's lawn, like crying the whole time, like, bro, like us, like not wanting to die, but like wanting to die, but not wanting to die, but not wanting to live.
Mm-hmm.
That's where I was for a good majority of. I'm like, and then those things drove me to recovery,
8:28, right? All things work together.
Yeah.
Those purposes. Man,
Yeah.
I'm not getting too scriptural on
What's that mean?
I don't know too many. It sounded real scripture-y. I was like, hey, that's just one. Maybe I know top 7,
Say top 7
out of the 30,000.
I know PowerPoints.
Yeah. But what I'm talking about is that Paul was saying that all things work together for those whom he calls for his purpose, right? You've heard that somewhere along the lines that it isn't just the righteous things that works out for your salvation. It's also the struggles and as we go through.
I tell people that too. I'm like, so you know how we rap, right? Like one of my lyrics, I say, God took my life scribbles and made a lifeline, a conscious contact to the only divine.
Drop bars.
So he took our life scribbles. He takes our life scribbles, and he creates a masterpiece out of them.
Profession. That's his profession. He goes in the junkyard, right?
Yeah.
Because that's where we are. We're in the junkyard, and then he refashes us and recycles, and next thing you know, we coming out looking like a brand new Tesla.
Yeah. And every time I share that at the rehab, you guys go like, you feel that, right? But they're like, yeah, I've been there. Like they nod their head in approval for like what's that, connective and like relatability, right?
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm not saying because I relate.
Yeah.
Like I said, pretty much I've experienced everything when it comes to substances. I would say maybe the super, super hard stuff I've kept away from.
What's the super hard
To
stuff?
me, like fentanyl, heroin, uh, crack.
Yeah.
Pretty much everything else I've dealt with.
Yeah.
And you could get caught up. Those bonds, they get very strong. Now, some bonds are stronger than others, and God's able to deliver us from all of that. But it is something that we all get caught up with. Remember, we're young, we're being presented certain images. There's little crews and cliques, and who is cool, who's not cool. You could be,
You grew up in New York, right?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And the thing is that that could go ahead and lead you into certain areas, right? If you're around a whole bunch of knuckleheads, you're going to be a knucklehead. If you're around a whole bunch of chicks who are chickenheads, you're going to end up a chickenhead, right?
Yeah.
It's just guilty by association. But we didn't know that because we was thinking, yeah, oh, why do you think gangs are so prevalent, right?
Yeah.
It's really just, it all breaks down to love, wanting to belong.
Yeah.
Right? Wanted to belong.
And
So
one,
we'll do this, that, the third. Oh, look, yeah, I'm down.
yeah,
I
our
murk,
primal
I
instincts.
murk somebody, or I'm selling this, or I smash X amount of chicks, or I gamed that dude we took him to the telly, we victim, we scared, and they'll smile about it. And they're giving fives because that's where we was at, right?
Yeah.
That's what it was. And then only after getting God in our life, we realize, hey, that's a very, very decrepit, foul, slimy way to live. And then you start being thankful that, man, he gave us a chance to go ahead and turn it around. Now, we go through certain things, but everybody goes through this, right? Even the white collar worker, right? The ones, quote unquote,
Yeah.
who doesn't have the same issues that we have, but they're they're greedy, they're lying on their taxes, they're cheating on their wife, they treat their kids like crap. But all the checks for society
Yeah.
is checked off, so they could go ahead and try to give this little front, like, oh yeah, everything's cool, but God knows the heart. And like I said, everybody is struggling with something, pride, selfishness, lust. Um, the list goes on. It doesn't have to be actually tangible because this whole battle is in our mind, right? It's in our mind. It isn't really outside. It's all here. And he has already been messed up by what the enemy's done with us. And now our Savior's trying to unscramble that, trying to, you know what I mean? Trying to get some sense of it all. And it takes time. That's all, because I'm still in the process. Believe me, I'm one of the most biggest mess ups. Still, to this day, right now, this moment, being like, oh, grace and mercy, bro.
Yeah. So like,
What about you, sis? I'm quiet. What about you? You like, yeah. What about you? What's your insight? What's your info? I know you got some jewels for us.
I mean, I feel like coming from Ohio, when I first moved down here,
What part?
Cincinnati.
Oh, it's tough over there. People sleep on that.
Really?
she hasn't seen it.
She wasn't.
No, I wasn't around that area.
I was on the other side of Cincinnati. I just want to be clear. I do not know what Glenn's talking about. No, I know some people over there by Cincinnati and what's another one? Kalamazoo? Kalamazoo?
Okay, I don't know where.
Kalamazoo that's not in Ohio.
I thought it was in Ohio.
No, that's in Michigan.
Oh,
You sure? Kalamazoo?
Yeah, I mean,
Be right, bro.
because I know I was like an hour away from
I be messing
Kalamazoo
up all those.
in Grand Rapids, Michigan. An hour south is Kalamazoo, I believe.
No, you're probably right, bro.
But hold on, let me look that up.
Right. No, you're probably right. I'm probably
I
wrong.
might be
I
wrong.
want to take the dub on this. I wanna take the
How you
dub. My
spell it?
geography is not. It's
Kalamazoo.
crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, I was right. Kalamazoo, Michigan.
I don't know.
Grace and mercy. Grace and mercy.
I was like, the only reason why I know is because whenever I was traveling, right, in Grand Rapids, the only strip club in Kalamazoo.
Wow. I wonder how that was. But yeah, there's there's bad pockets everywhere.
That's true, 100%.
But tell me.
I was just gonna say that.
How do you know where Kalamazoo is?
Okay, we gotta redirect. I was just gonna say that from where I am from in Cincinnati, I don't feel like I really experienced a lot until I moved to Florida. And was I don't know, I feel like I kind of lived under a rock in a sense.
She lived under a rock. I lived under a crack rock.
And then I moved here and I'm just like, wow, it's just wild and free here. So I don't know. I had no clue even about AA really until I met Axel. And the most that I ever had known about it is just like what you see on TV, like people sitting in a circle and talking. But that literally is just all that I knew about it.
But what did you think that we were talking about? Or like in the what did you see in the clips?
In the movies?
Yeah, in the movies.
Just talking about their feelings, like, hi, my name is such and such, and this is what happened today.
Yeah. Yeah. I hate those meetings. Yeah.
Like when you were talking about the big book and the first month that we met, I think we went to a conference together.
Oh, yeah.
The first month that we met. And I thought it was kind of like a cult. I'm like, everybody's saying the same thing. And I was just ignorant.
It's very culty.
You know what I mean?
You just took it a little aback. You had to adjust.
But then at the same time, that was like one of the main things that attracted me to him, just his discipline and how committed he is to his sobriety. And it made me want to keep getting to know him and stuff like that. So
Well, really?
Yeah. She went to a couple of different conventions actually, and then I took her camping with me one time.
When did you guys realize? Just real quick, when did you guys realize? Like, hey, this might, I don't know, something.
When I did what?
You know, like between y'all, like when did you realize the sparks? Was it always like when you first was it you first laid eyes and when you was like, hey, she's the one, he's the one, or was it more like gradual through the meeting?
So, I mean, yeah, she's very attractive when I first met her, and I definitely wanted to close the deal. Like, let's go out into a restaurant so I can actually hear what you're saying. You know, we can talk. And our first date, it's funny. So I'll tell you the first date, right?
Please do tell.
So I didn't know where to
She even
go.
got eyes right away.
And I hit up my boy Avi, and I say, hey, what's a fancy restaurant I can take this girl out to? And he's like, what do you think? Do you like Thai? I'm like, sure. He's like, let's go to this good Thai place on International Drive. So we go there. And
Thai was a good start. Thai's a good start.
Yeah,
That's a good start.
Yeah. And it's one of those restaurants where there wasn't like throughout the day, it's not that many people. So it was like perfect because it's quiet, just a little music in the background.
Yeah.
You know, it's dark, but it's not. And
yeah, she wasn't scared. She wasn't scared.
No.
Yeah, so we're there, we're eating. I ordered the duck curry. And
I ordered like fried rice or something.
yeah, she's not even eating anything. She's like, she told her she's eating like a bird. right?
They
And
all do. For some reason, I
and
don't know what it is. On dates,
and I
on dates, they eat real light. Hey, once you go, now for some reason they open up. Now they're like, hey,
Let me try some of
let
that.
me try something.
I'm like, I hate when I'm like, well, if you wanted something, I would have got you your own thing, because I want the whole sandwich.
Just a quick little bite. Then they put those little puppy dog eyes. What are you gonna do? All right, here, take a bite. Go.
Yeah, so I immediately jump into it. I tell her my life story, because very quickly, if you're into me or you're not into me, I'll find out. I don't like wasting any time, and I don't want to waste anybody else's time, right? So I'm like, this is who I am, this is who I was, right? And this is where God has taken me, and this is where I'm going, right? And like the first hour went by, I'm like, we're still here. The second hour went by, the third hour, I kept checking. I'm like, and she doesn't see it. She's not budging. I'm like, she's not like, oh, I gotta go do
You ain't
something.
getting fidgety. She's like, please, tell me.
I'm like, I used to smoke crack like this.
It
See?
did not go like that.
Like, hey man, he's being a little liberated.
But yeah, and I ended up like time releasing, like, how like there's time release capsules for medicine. So I did that with my kids. Like I would release one child, then I would release another child.
I don't know. I was like, I don't know.
She's like, so you have 2 children? And I'm like, no, I actually have 3.
like,
I was just trying to warm you up with the first 2.
like what? For
You're like,
real.
huh.
Seriously though.
Yeah. So, and I hit up Avi, and he's like, well, come through. I want to meet her. So
On the first date.
yeah. So he's like, we're
He's
having.
already big you. See, that ain't something he usually do. Bring it through on the first date, bringing her around. He knew something was special about you, sis.
Yeah. Well, yeah, she stayed after like after the first
She's
night.
still here. Yeah, she's
She-
special.
Yeah, I'm like, I didn't scare her off.
Actually,
So
my sister was like, what are you doing? Why are you going there? I'm like, we're hanging out. We're having fun.
yeah, and then she let me drive her Jeep, and then I had to go pick up my kids. So
It was, yeah.
so she met.
Well, you're like,
she not
first
a,
date. She got it all.
she-
You was like data duck. This is everything. Right, yeah.
I think
yeah,
And look, and like you said, it's a winner, bro.
yeah.
A winner.
So she got to meet my older 2, the first day, and Avi and Charlene and their brother-in-law and their family. We were playing, and that's actually that whole scenario is exactly the same thing we did whenever I proposed. We went to the Thai place again, right? We showed, because her sister was in town. We showed her this is where we had our first date, and then we went to Avi's house. We played the exact same game.
Get out of here.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I thought,
That
like,
is cool.
he was acting different. I felt like he was acting different. So I thought that he was going to propose when we were eating lunch.
But you felt the vibe. You was
Yeah, I
like,
felt the
this is
vibe. I was like,
this is
Alright.
proposal-ish.
yeah.
It's too nice, cordial.
Like, why are we coming back here? But
No.
then when it didn't happen, I was like, okay, maybe I'm just in my head.
She's like, "Why did I get dressed up for this?"
Right. I was thinking that.
Oh, and you told her to get dressed up.
Yeah. I
Oh,
was
yeah.
like,
Well, Righteous was like, "Don't wear Lululemon."
yeah, that's just like, whatever you do, don't wear Lululemon. I'm like, okay.
And what does that mean?
It's a brand. It's an athletic brand.
Okay, because I'm like,
Uh-huh.
Lulu.
Yeah. I had I usually like
It's like workout gear or something?
yeah, like if I'm
Okay.
not doing something, I'll just put on like, like
Workout gear.
leggings and,
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but they have really soft material,
Mhm.
you know. And yeah, so we go there, and while we're there, Avi was like, "Come on, let's go get some ice cream." And then we go to down to downtown Kissimmee, because where we first met was actually that 1881 restaurant, bar, and grill. Because that's when the day I got my head tattoo was when we met, because I was out there looking for prospects for tattooing, and I happened to meet her. So we go and park behind the back, and we're walking up to go to Abracadabra, and she's like, and this is where we met.
Yeah, literally. I just said, and this is where we met. And then the actor's like, okay,
Well,
walk
she was trying to
more.
turn around and go back to the car so we
Yeah,
can.
literally.
Right? Like you just have to do it again. This way, all right, let's go.
Yeah.
No, this is it right here. Okay. What? Where am I going? I gotta come back.
Yeah, so you know that outside patio area that they have, and
Leave that outside.
I had everybody there. Like my cousins came up from Miami. All her friends came down from Ohio. Her mom showed up, not telling me nothing. Even though, like, I asked her if she can come, she just hung up on me. But
And then just stopped them.
Yeah, it was just pretty good.
it was a very, very
But you didn't see nobody until they brought you inside. Like everybody was sided.
I was like
So-
getting ready to go back to the car to go get ice cream.
So we're walking, right? And then Josiah, my 4-year-old, like starts running off into the road, right? And I'm like, and Righteous is like, come here. And, you know, he's autistic, right? So he's not listening to come here. I'm like, grab him. You know?
Yeah.
Oh man.
And as soon as like he's like, grab him, we turn the corner, and then she's like, she sees, who did you see at first? You saw my brother and
Yeah, it was a blur, but I saw a lot of people, and I was like, wait, all these people are here.
you know, I know all of them.
Yeah.
You're like, hey, he looked familiar.
Right.
You know them.
And then I guess as soon as she saw her friend, she knew what it was.
Yeah.
Because
I
like,
was
she's like, my friends don't belong here
Yeah, literally.
because they don't live here.
And then I was just.
It still sounded like.
Then the waterworks came.
It was
I could show you the video after.
Yeah.
No, I saw it.
Oh, you saw it?
You saw it?
That's how I found out.
Oh,
But I
wow.
found out like several days later. I'm like, oh, that's what happened. Man, I didn't even get to. And I didn't see. Remember, I saw you like 2
Would you want me to invite the whole church
Hey,
too?
yourself. By the time I told her, I was like, hey, congratulations, bro. That happened last week. I'm like, I noticed the first time I got to see you to give you
Right.
congratulations because I just caught the video like 2-3 days ago. I just don't go on that much.
Yeah.
People to. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was dope.
I had Pastor Mike there just in case, because she did say yes. You know, like the whole point. I was like, I told Pastor Mike, I was like, if she says yes and if she wants to get married then and there, you down? He's like, I'm down.
I had no clue about that at all.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Oh yeah, it could have went down everything that day.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Hey,
Like, oh yeah, sign this paperwork right here.
hey, it's real quick, man. What's going on there?
Like,
Have you guys set a date or something? Or
we actually went to go see a venue today and yesterday.
Yeah.
all right, so we did the spray summer.
So I think yesterday was actually the better bet.
It was so nice.
Like it's very fancy in itself, and you don't have to decorate much. You know, it's one of those. It's a blank canvas. You can if you want to, but there's already a lot of like. It's very fancy itself. It has artwork up. They already have like Christmas lights going up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She likes Christmas.
So
That's a win-win.
They have the chairs for the bride and groom. I'm like, everything was nice, and when I saw the chairs, I was like, I want to sit on that chair.
Let me just see how it feels. And it felt right?
I didn't feel it, but I'm just saying I like the engravings in it.
Okay, you didn't get to sit on it, but you're like,
Bro, look
I
at this.
will sit on it.
Look
I
at-
will sit on that chair.
but the
Yeah.
place we went to today, it really made that place
Look even better.
even better.
Bro, look,
Oh, okay. It started really shiny. You're like, wait, let's go back to the other spot.
Right.
yeah, look how fancy that chair looked.
Oh, wow. This is kind of Games of Thrones-ish.
Yeah.
Really?
And I want her like my ring is gonna be like a kind of like a Viking kind of
I
ring.
don't want a regular band.
Oh, yeah. Jason Momoa. Yeah. Gonna go Jason Momoa.
What's
on
a
us.
Jason Momoa?
You
on
know,
there?
just, what do you call it? Like him and Lisa Bonet, very man, what's the word for it? I don't want to say hippie, but
Well, it's gonna be like
not
rugged.
gothic either. It's like
It's biker.
Yeah. The ring
Sons of Anarchy stuff. That's what it is.
I'll
Sons
show
of
you.
Anarchy. Like
Kind
a
of.
bunch of like you can
Yeah,
use it as
yeah.
a weapon too. Like,
Yeah,
hey,
pretty much.
I'm married. There go your
Yeah,
eye.
pretty much.
Oh, let me take your eye off.
Yes. Yeah, that's what he wants.
Wow.
I'm like,
Yeah, I mean,
okay.
Wedding, aka brass knuckle. Okay.
What?
Seriously though. I was like, "You sure you don't want another one too?"
No.
I don't want this one.
This is pretty sick.
Is it over here, Orlando?
Yeah.
St. Cloud? It's in Orlando?
It's
Look at
it's
that
at
thing.
the Mall of Millennia. Isn't that so different?
Yeah, that is different.
Yeah.
That is different.
And it's all like solid gold, the whole thing.
Yeah, that's definitely Game of Thrones-ish.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's unique, bro. It's unique.
And it's sick. They have like little engravings, like it has like a key and a lock on its
Wait, there's a key
side.
to it. Ooh. There's a key to the ring?
Well, it's like an engraving of a key.
Oh, I see it right there on the side, but it can't come out.
No,
right?
no, no. It's just
So
engraved.
that's the key to your heart,
Yeah.
and that's the dagger that she'll stab you with if you ever. Because I see there's a knife on the other
Is
side.
it?
Pretty much.
Yeah, it looks like a knife. She's like, hey, key to your heart. This is what she will stab you with. You see it?
Oh wait, it just went away.
It's like a dagger on the other side of it. At least I think it is. I could be wrong.
You might be
What
right.
happened to Kalamazoo?
I think
So what happened to Kalamazoo? I'm off today.
Kalamazoo. What'd you say about the Kalamazoo?
No, I was saying I could be off because you see with Kalamazoo, I was already like,
Oh, yeah,
hey,
yeah.
Ohio.
Well, yeah, that's a blade. Yeah, that's a sword actually. Stabbing right through the king's K.
so. What do you guys mean when you say that everybody is recovering from something? What do you mean by that? Like everybody's been through something or
So I look at it like there's a lot of different areas of or categories of what people can recover from. And I think this is just my take on it. Everybody is recovering from self, right? So whatever it looks like in your life. So like for some people it may be shopping, like me. I want this, I want that, I want this, I want that, right? Or some people it's sex, some people it's drugs, some people it's I mean
power, prestige.
power, prestige, money,
Yeah.
addicted to that,
Yeah.
you know. But either way, if you boil it down to the nature of it itself, right? Because it's ego or it's me, self-centeredness, selfishness, or even people who suffer from depression, that's self-pity. You know, like I'm depressed and like they're enslaved to their self-pity, right? And you don't tell a depressed person that they're selfish.
Yeah.
You know, because they'll just get mad like, no, I had a fucked up life, you know, like
Exactly.
you know, like I made that mistake, and I'm not gonna say who I said it to,
Yeah.
but when I did say that to that person, he's like, he really got really mad at me. I'm like, all right, I'm not gonna tell you. It's like it's really a problem. Like you know, obviously I'm not a medical profession, but when it comes to dealing with self, I've seen it how it manifested in my life, right? And yeah, I've suffered with depression. What does wanting to kill yourself look like? You know what I mean? Like,
can't get no depressed.
Yeah, I've suffered from that. I'm like, and I've learned that the key to that is selfless. The solution to my spirituality is spirituality, and the only way I can do things spiritual is finding a ritual of the spirit through other people and carrying on God's message, right? You don't want Axel's message because Axel's message, I tell people, I'm like, my message would probably get you high, you know?
Nah.
You know?
But I think what's so relatable and why so many people identify with you, Axel, is because you're vulnerable, right?
Yeah.
I think the problem for a lot of people also is they lack that vulnerability.
Yeah,
Right?
that's true.
They want to give their best foot
Yeah.
forward. They don't want to talk about the ugliness.
Yeah.
Yo, you're the second person or the third person that's been on this podcast who actually has said the exact same thing,
Mhm.
you know? And I just started this podcast, you
All
know?
right, so it must be the spirit trying to go ahead and
Like my
Mhm.
vulnerable,
validate something for you.
That's
yeah,
true.
like how
That's
how
refreshing.
yeah,
I think for all people, refreshing that somebody's okay with letting down the walls,
Yeah.
right? This is who I am. This is what he's done with me.
Mhm.
And that can encourage other people who's still in that pit
yeah,
for hope.
yeah,
Mhm.
because
Because of your story, you know what I mean?
Right.
Because of your testimony.
Yeah.
I think what mainly drove me to being like that was because so I went a year and 8 months when I first started, right? A year and 8 months and I relapsed, right? And that's like, yeah, how long could I hold my breath, right? I was able to hold my breath. And I tell people, I'm like, that was God's grace. God gave me a year and 8 months. And in that year and 8 months, in some point, probably in the middle or closer to the end, that window snapped shut. And I was running off of ego or whatever. And those walls were up so high. And I'm like, I didn't want anybody to judge me. I'm like, if you really knew who I was, you wouldn't like me, and then I'll be alone again, you know. And then that thinking was like, well, do I truly believe in God? Because if God is everything, then I'm never really alone, you know. God is everything or He's nothing. What is my choice to be? And if God is everything, then I'm never alone, right? So even when I'm by myself, I'm not by myself. I'm in solitude and I'm in communion with God.
Those are actually the most powerful and most productive times.
Yeah.
If you think about it, when you reflect on your life, at least
Mhm.
for me, it's those times when you're by yourself, when all those relationships have been cut off and it's just you and him and your thoughts. And that's when you start hearing things, right? He starts speaking to you.
Yeah.
Now, you know, your motivation, because he has to strip away the distractions, right? Because that's what happens. When so much is involved with you, you get distracted. I got this with that one,
Yeah.
this one, that one.
When God needs you and He
And, and,
calls you.
and then he'll take everything away. I'm going to take everything away. It's just me and you now.
Yeah.
Now you got to look at yourself, deal with yourself, look in the mirror. This is who you are. This is
Yeah.
what you become. You took that line that you was playing with and you kept on stretching it so much. And I say this all the time. This is what I've done. I'm only talking from experience, right? We
Yeah.
play with that line, right? Because we're like, oh, grace and mercy.
Grace and mercy.
Right? Grace and mercy.
Yeah.
Oh, I just gotta put my toe. This, oh, I ate that much. But we keep on putting our toe, 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 toe. Next thing you know, before we look back,
You're
that line is
surrounded.
the line is way back.
Yeah.
We done passed it a long time ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we didn't notice because we just thinking little, 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 little. But it adds up over time. And those little things compound and snowball. Next thing you're like, how did I end up with a gun pointed at my head? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I ain't just saying that's you. That's something I experienced, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so it's like you got to go ahead and realize how far he's taken you and be grateful and expecting that, hey, he ain't even finished.
Yeah.
He's just getting started.
Yeah.
He just getting started with you, friend.
Yeah.
You know, you ain't no viejo. You ain't no old person.
Yeah.
Got a lot of life. Got your partner in crime right here, or should that partner in divine, not partner, partner in divine.
In divine.
You know, do your thing. You know, you see what's happening with the kids. You see how they're being affected. I see it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you, I see it.
Like what?
Right? Righteous what? What do you mean? This kid is like really flourishing. He's coming into his own. He's becoming more sure of himself. I've seen him come out of the shell
Yeah.
from very shy, barely talk, barely gave eye
Bro,
contact. And
breaking.
now he's really, really
Yeah. Breaking it. Like,
wearing a tie.
yeah. Well, bro, breaking him down was like the biggest journey. It was like, because of, I'm like, bro, you're not all that. Like, you don't have to put on a persona. You don't have to be this way. Be who you truly want to be. Just don't be like anybody else, right? Because you don't have to follow in anybody else's footsteps. Like, God is gonna in you need to let yourself get to a position where God is going to work through you to influence and impact generations. I'm like, I told him, I was like, God knew exactly what he was doing when he made me your father, right? Because I'm like, I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything, and I'm not gonna be like, pat you on the back, it's okay. I'm like, but I'm also not gonna be too damn hard to where he's not gonna.
Yeah. Right? You got to find a balance. And
Yeah,
father's love is different from mother's love, right? Mother's love is more nurturing. Oh, baby, you only scored 2 points. It's okay. We'll be more like, hey, what you doing out there all day? Like, you could do more than 2. You see what I mean? There's a
Right.
difference.
yeah,
Yeah.
It's both from love, too, but
Yeah.
you're more coddle. We're more like, hey, we want to push. Like, hey, you could do more. What are you doing?
I'm
Like,
like,
you're better than this.
Yeah.
And kids need that. You know
yeah,
what I mean? Because when they get coddled too much and they get enabled and they get spoiled by their mothers, then they don't really know what being a man is, right?
yeah. And I tell him, I'm like, think of me as your first experience with life. Think of me as not your dad, but life, because nobody's gonna care. I'm like,
Right.
the only man like in your life that's ever gonna want you to do better than him is me. I'm the only man. Anybody else is gonna want to do better than you, you know? And when you become of age and older, people are gonna expect certain things from you. Especially like you're not a female. You know, females nowadays can do certain things, you know.
Well, they want certain things for females too, but where he's
Yeah.
going up, they're gonna expect a lot more from him because remember, a female only has to worry about one thing, right?
Yeah.
One thing that they want, right? The guys, right? There's only one thing the guys want in the beginning.
In the
In the
beninging.
beginning.
In the beninging.
In the beginning. And then we're enamored by your intellect and spirituality, but it all starts with physical, right? It's something got to start physically.
Right.
And what I'm seeing with Righteous is that when it comes to him growing and becoming more a young man, he's also reflecting things that you have went ahead and instilled in him through the circumstances that you've been through, right? So he's kind of being taught by what you've been showing him and through your absence, right? When you wasn't there.
Yeah.
So you're trying to untangle some of the things that naturally come upon when the father isn't around. But the key is you pop back in and not only pop back in, but been present. Because there's a lot of people who pop back in and pop back up, pop back in, pop back. I know I got uncles like that, right?
Yeah.
They just, hey, they come, they do something real quick. The kids all, and then they don't see him for another 2-3 years. They just, that's the way they roll. You know,
Yeah.
you didn't do that. You know what I mean? You did your best to stay and not only stay, nurture and still and try to teach. So then Righteous doesn't make some of the same mistakes you made because remember, everybody has 2 things to show people, right? And that's examples of what to do and examples of what not to do. And we're all both examples of both, right? Like she has examples of, man, that's a spiral assist. And then there might be some things about him like, nah, I'll leave that alone. Right? Same
Yeah.
thing with you. So Righteous, he could choose, right? You showed him that.
Yeah.
Hey, this is what you do. Don't do this. See my life. You see how I'm going.
Yeah.
And from what I'm seeing, the kid's on a positive trajectory, bro. He's ascending. He's ascending now. You should feel real good about that now.
Yeah.
You know, you still got your work cut out for you. I ain't saying
Yeah.
it,
Of course.
it ain't finished.
There's
You
a
know,
lot.
This guy is not a finished product. But what I'm saying is, he's a little rough around the edges. But what I'm saying is, hey,
He's a little rough around the fro.
Yeah, a little rough around the fro. But I've seen he's made some outstanding progress now.
Yeah, I mean, certain he still had like when you talk about rough around the edges, like he's still like whenever we go to a fancy restaurant,
Oh my God. I told him
he's
I
still
put him in etiquette school
because it's like
too rough, huh?
it's like he could act all this and that whenever we're certain places, but we go to a fancy restaurant, it's like he wants to act the ghettoest he could, extra ghetto. He's like, "Where's my cockroach?"
Oh.
This dude,
Like
he
he's
probably
like,
doing it to make
he's like,
fun too.
"Why do we got 4 forks?"
and saying it loud too. Hey, not even that. Other people are hearing it.
And Zara. Oh my God.
What? Oh, he's like yelling. He's like, "Can you give me $5? If I pay for this, can you pay for that?" It's like, Dad.
No, Zara.
He's like, I only got $70.
It's a nice store where you can get nice clothes. It's like a upscale from Macy's.
Okay, it's like
It's a really nice store. And we just started shopping there. I don't know.
He wanted to get these little like Yeezy sandals or something, right? And then I'm like, why are you gonna spend all your money on sandals? I'm like, bro, you need pants.
And he's struggling in the store. I only have $70.
I'm like, why don't you get a nice outfit, right? We get you a nice outfit. You can buy 2 pants, and then I'll buy 2 shirts. You know, you get 2 outfits, or like anything other than these.
Just a pair of sandals, some chocolate.
Yeah, I'm like, crazy. Bro, never in my life did I care about sandals that much. I'm like, I'll go to Walmart.
You know what it is? Like these kids, they go to school with these joints now.
Yeah.
With socks on. I'm like, sandals and socks? I'm like, it's just different, bro. It's just different. It's just different. They put in little things on the Crocs, little buttons and stuff on the Crocs. And it's nothing. They're like, you ain't on it? Like, they're looking at you like somebody was just telling me Air Force Ones is Unk shoes now.
Unk shoes?
Yeah.
Air Force Ones.
Okay, yeah.
Uptowns.
I believe it.
Like they look at them like, oh, that's like
the Unks.
where we used to think about like New Balance. Now New Balance is back. Now New Balance is popping.
Yes.
But back then he was like, hey, that's old people shoes.
Yeah.
Now they're looking at I'm like, Nikes?
Old
people? What is going on?
Bro, I like Under Armour.
That's what I'm about to say. That's what but that's more current.
Yeah.
That's more current right now. Under Armour, Skechers. Skechers is even big now. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Did you hear that like Shaq is actually trying to come back with
Reebok?
Reebok, yeah. He had a Netflix. He had a Netflix.
That's exactly what that was on the ad, bro.
Yeah.
That was just a big ad. Hey, I'm with Reebok now. Buy some. He was, Cause that's all it is. You know, these guys trying to let you know, buy some Reeboks. Hey, I got something.
Yeah.
But he's a hustler like magic, man. They're big time hustlers. I love it.
Yeah. I mean, hopefully Righteous has a what am I trying to say? Well, I can't say hopefully, but because he has already started like to see more elegant clothes as cool, right? What is the quarter zip? When he came to me, bro, he came up to me. He's like, Dad, can I get a quarter zip? I was like, when did you start selling drugs?
I'm like, at him with the quarter zip.
Because you know what a quarter zip, right? Yeah. You know what a zip is, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, what do you need a quarter zip for? I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, when did you start smoking weed?
I thought I was doing right with you.
Right.
Now he's asking me to compliment back. No.
I'm like, he's like, a quarter zip. I'm like, what's a quarter zip? He's like, a quarter zip. Look, it's this sweater. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Bro.
I'm like,
we're starting to feel our generational gap now. You know what I mean? Like, because we think of ourselves, and I do feel that we are young, but 6'7", you know, there's certain things happening that we're just completely like, what?
Yeah.
I'm like, why does that even matter? Like, who cares about 6? I'm like, bro, you can't say 6'7" no more. I'm like, I'm telling him, I'm like, you say
go for some demon stuff though.
Yeah.
That guy,
he's like, he does Santeria.
Yeah, Skrilla. That's who came up with the song.
Yeah. There's Baby Shark.
Yeah,
that's actually a big Baby Shark.
Baby Shark, and the reason why they do it is because the kids. It's catchy for the kids, for them. But this 6'7" is really certain demons. Like the 6th demon is called this, the 7th demon is called this, and that's actually calling chants to bring these demons out. Yeah, and the guy admits it. Like you see him in an interview.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, this is what I did it.
Yeah, he'll be like, you know, my santo, you know, goats,
they go
chickens.
To his,
I'll go ahead. Yeah, come check out my pops. You see a big candles, cigars, pictures. Like,
Wow.
have you ever know anybody who's into that, like
I know a
Santeria
couple.
or
I know
Brujeria? All right, so
they keep like a glass of
yeah,
water
yeah.
behind the
Oh, you
door,
talk Spanish?
No.
Okay, okay.
right?
I wasn't sure. I was thinking maybe you might have had a little, because that's like a Spanish thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Haiti does it too. Haiti does it too. It's the same thing. It's like voodoo. That's
Mhm.
pretty much what it is. It's voodoo, right?
Mm,
So when you do a voodoo, voodoo is messing with demonic forces,
Right.
right? So they might be able to accomplish some things, but in the long run, nah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. I, I'm glad you up on that. I'm glad you
Yeah.
up. Not too many people know, because
Yeah.
so many people don't even know. They're just like, all right, whatever, little kid stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not even like too big on like believing in demons or any of that. I'm like, because the reason why I don't is because I don't give them any power.
Well, see, that's the key.
Yeah.
But you do have to recognize they're around, right?
Yeah.
It's you can't be oblivious, because that's how they work too, right?
Yeah.
Oh, he doesn't believe that I exist. The next thing you know, you wonder how your life went into a pile of crap all of a sudden.
Mm.
It's about what you said. You don't give it power. You
Yeah.
don't give them power, because
Yeah.
who we are with is more powerful than them. It
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
supersedes.
And that's why I'm like, I don't give a shit.
Yeah, yeah, no, and it's the
Yeah.
truth though. But it's the truth,
Yeah.
because they can't affect us, because we're already immune with his hedge of protection around us.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if you didn't have that, you would feel it, right?
Yeah.
Because it's real. Like spiritual warfare, mental. I got one of my boys right now going through it right now. Serious mental anguish, cause these thoughts that are coming in your mind is not from God,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right? These thoughts that we're hearing in all our mind from time to time, they're not saying godly things because it's not from God, right?
Yeah.
And we're thinking it's us. That's the whole thing about it. We think it's us because it's our voice
Right.
saying these thoughts, right? It's our voice. We hear it in our, but it isn't us.
Yeah.
It isn't us. It's the enemy. Throw on a little thing. Let's see if he'll bite. Let's see if he'll believe that. Let's see if he'll believe this lie.
Yeah.
Let me tweak it. Let me tweak the truth. Because remember, he'll use a little bit of truth. Oh, yeah, but that's true. It's real, bro. But you don't give him any power.
Mhm.
That's
Yeah.
the bottom line. So you keep on doing exactly what you're feeling and believing in, because that's the, but don't be ignorant. Don't be like, oh, they out here,
Yeah.
bro. 1/3 of the heavenly population came to earth with the enemy, right? They're somewhere.
Yeah.
They're somewhere. Running around. Could be posing as aliens. Who knows? 3-eye atlas. Things
Yeah.
are wild.
Well, I'm saying I'm open-minded, you know. I don't close the door to any possibility, right?
Mm.
So like, but I also don't care.
You're not giving it too much. You're not going to give it too much energy.
I'm not gonna. Okay, we recognize it, but I'm not gonna give it too much recognition, because then it's like, all right, I like to take responsibility nowadays, because taking responsibility for my actions, even if it may have or may have not came from the enemy, right?
It ends it up with you. Yeah, remember,
I made the decision, so I take recognition, right?
100%. Remember, nobody does the deed but us.
Yeah. So yeah, because I like I had this it's almost like a scene in my head, right?
Mm.
It's like when people in church are like, the devil made me do it. The devil made me do it. And then they don't take any recognition. And like they're like, oh, God's gonna forgive me because the devil made me do it. They don't have to go admit their faults and make amends. Yeah, it's a cop out, and like they don't have to hold themselves accountable for anything. And I'm like, and then I see like the devil pointing like, hey, you see, he's just gonna blame it on me. You know,
Mm.
he's not taking any responsibility for it. And then whether it's true or not, I'm like, okay, so let's just take him out of the equation completely. It ain't the devil, it's me and God, right? Anything that's not like, whenever I'm not deciding to follow God and God's will, it's just me and my insanity. Because it's insane to not believe that uh, God is real and God is doing the things for me. You know, boasting in my weakness, right? Where I'm weak is where God enters in, right? Yeah, so I'm like, yeah, so all right, I'm not gonna blame you at all anymore, ever again. You know, like you're out of here. You know, it's me and God, my decision. I'm taking accountability for my actions, and yeah, if I believe in Jesus and Jesus died for my sins, and like I don't have to do anything to win my way to heaven or anything like that. I know that in this sanctification part, right? This like willingness to have God enter into my heart and let God do the things for me. I'm not perfect, but God is, and God is going to do the things through me perfectly, right? And yeah, and yeah, well, it wasn't me.
No. Yeah, it was good. It was
Yeah,
good.
yeah. And I shared this today. One of my friends shared at the meeting was like, I don't like because he just relapsed, and he's like, I'm in the point where like I'm not even willing to do the work anymore, and I remember that being like that, and I shared right after him. I said, whenever I felt like that, I prayed for the willingness to be willing, to be willing, to be willing, to be. And then I told him, I was like, I was like, you know that one song by he's a de la mamá de la de la mamá de
Yeah,
la mamá de
yeah,
la
yeah,
mamá
yeah,
de la
yeah,
mamá,
yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
I prayed for the willingness to be willing, to be willing, to be willing, to be willing, you know, to be willing,
Yeah,
to be
the
willing, to
same
be
way.
willing, to be willing, yeah. Over and over. I'm like, you just got to keep praying to be willing, to be willing, to be willing, to be willing, and then eventually you'll get over that hump as long as you remain to pray. Then that willingness turns into action. It turns into God's glory and God's grace, you know, and then we get to bear witness once again, right? And even in those moments of not being willing are very important to feel and then go through that. So I don't want to take that away from him at all. I don't, because that right
That's what
there,
drives you toward God.
that's what drives you.
That's what drives you towards God. So then
Yeah.
what? That means it was necessary. That means why I say, hey, count all tribulations as joy. Not because you're enjoying it in the moment, but because from that brokenness,
Yeah.
what will come from it will be a salvation.
Yeah.
Right. And it's always through the pain. It's always the opposite, right? Because that's how our Father reacts opposite, right? The way, oh, you want to receive? Give.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you want to be loved? You got to love first. Right? Oh, you want to be first? Then you got to be last. It's opposite.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when we start understanding it and start,
Yeah. And I was like, the cliche is like, the helpers get the help, right? I'm like, you want to help? You want to help somebody? You want to have all these things in your life that God can do for you? Go help somebody, right? Be a blessing, because being a blessing in someone else's life is going to be the blessing in your life,
Amen.
you know?
Amen. 100%.
Yeah.